Hey everyone, Nubkeks here, and welcome to my first promotion game to Masters of Season 3, 2017. I think it's taken us, actually in Season 1 and Season 2, I think it took 3 promotion games both times to get up. I'm actually not entirely sure. Something like that, something along those lines anyway. But here we are, we're on Dragonshire, team captain of course, and yeah, we're going to see if we can pull through this one. Anyway, the enemy team bans out Ragnaros. That's just fine with me. I'm going to ban out Artanis. I feel like these are, at least in the patch that this was recorded in, obviously the Valyria patch is coming out live today in the US and tomorrow in EU. Or tonight in EU, I suppose, whichever way you count it. But these are the two like dominant heroes. I feel like they probably will be still the dominant heroes in the Valyria patch. Ragnaros and Artanis, pretty common, couple of bans. Anyway, saying hi to the team, and we'll see what we're going to pick. The enemy team first picks Chen, and it's their team captain as well, so he's pretty confident. He's got that nice skin as well. Love that skin on Chen. Actually love that Dahaka skin too. I really need to unlock that color tint. As you can see, I'm only level 7 on Dahaka myself. Need to grind out a few more games and get myself that nice black tint. I like it. Anyway, our teammate is asking if Tychus is good. Tychus is good. Tychus is just fine. A really strong ranged assassin at the moment. Actually, it's worth noting that people think Tychus, obviously Tychus is an anti-warrior assassin, but there's a misconception, I think fairly common actually, that Tychus is really good against Chen, when he's actually really not. Chen's actually pretty damn good against Tychus. Why is that? Well, one of the main reasons is that Chen's level 1 talent, Elusive Brawler, makes him dodge all attacks for I think a couple of seconds, but that hugely nullifies the damage of Tychus's minigun. And then of course, you know, Chen pops into his Panda Pals with his level 10, and or even his barrel at level 10 can help pick off Tychus, or the Panda Pals, he's really good against all range damage dealers actually. It's very difficult to actually deal with the Panda Pals. Some heroes are good against him, don't get me wrong. I feel like Kelthus might be okay actually against Chen, stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, Tychus is definitely not a hard counter by any means. This is pretty interesting here. So they've got Chen, Vala, Malfurion. They've got very much everything about their draft hidden. I decided to ban out Gul'dan in the end. And I'm hovering Diablo currently. We're waiting for Mao over here to show what he's gonna pick. But yeah, the reason I banned out Gul'dan, I was also considering Kelthus as well. I've actually gonna be I'll have a new tier list up tomorrow, I think. But moving Kelthus up a lot, on particular maps especially, he's very strong. I think he'd work really well in the enemy team's draft right here. Particularly because we're gonna have at least two warriors. So there you go. Someone's saying pick Malf. Unfortunately, Malf is on the other team, so we're not going to be picking Malf. But yeah, unfortunately, our teammate a little bit slow to communicate his pick. So we're going to be playing on Diablo in this game. No problem with that myself. I'm perfectly happy to play Diablo. Would have been nice though to communicate it a bit sooner. But we've got Diablo, Dahaka, double front line, and then Tychus, Zul'jin, double back line. And yeah, it should be interesting. But yeah, I mean, Odin is definitely the correct choice, I feel like, into Chen. You know, you pop the Odin, gives you a lot of AoE damage to deal with the Storm, Earth and Fire, the Panda Pals, and then that resistance that you get, the 25 armor, also helps out quite a lot. We're going to grab Oriel then as our final pick. Oriel works very well with Tychus actually, especially with Odin. All that sort of guaranteed long-range basic attack damage and AoE spell damage he gets in Odin. It's a really nice source of energy for the Oriel. So going into this is actually one of the lower level games we've played in a while actually. There's only one master player in here. It's kind of unusual. I've often found, in my experience, that your promotion games often seem to contain a lot of players from the division you're promoting into. Not the case here though. Not the case here by any stretch of the imagination. But yeah, looking at both of the drafts, I am highly favoring our draft, I have to say. They've got a very weak front line. Like, Chen is not really he's not at all, in fact, I would say, a solo warrior type of warrior. Sometimes he can, but you know, he doesn't have any stuns. He has like a weak slow with his W. He just doesn't have a lot of stuff to control the team fight. And especially if he turns into the Panda Pals, he's just supposed to be diving range damage dealers or whatever. So he's not really a very good frontline for his team. It's unusual for Hero League. It's a bit questionable. So we've got a pretty good advantage in terms of that. And we'll see. So Tychus is interested in choosing a bunch of rather strange talents. You can see Chen there has got Elusive Brawler, so he's going to be using that against the Tychus. That should be really his main focus. It'd be good against Zul'jin as well, of course. Which, dodging those basic attacks is a pretty big deal for him. So at this stage, we just want to harass a little bit and, you know, see if we can find anyone out of position. Not finding it yet, but we've dismounted a couple of people with their W, so that's something. Li Ming, though, has been clocking everyone with her skill shots, or well, more so they've been walking into them, I would say. So our team is all running away on fairly low life, which is not ideal. And Malfurion continuing to poke with his W. That's more so wasting his mana than my health, though. I'm not too worried about that one. Go ahead and grab that regen globe. Looking for the Malf, but he walks away, so there's no point in committing that far. Tychus is half dead and everything, so we'll just take it easy. Take a peek towards top lane, where we have the Dehaka Chen solo lane. And we're looking for maybe a bit of a gank here. Nice jump by the Chen, actually, responding quickly to that. Just going to throw out a W, zone him off a little bit. But yeah, I was looking for maybe a bit of a gank or something, just to get Chen a little bit low on life. Pressure him off. Unfortunately, Oriel overextends in the mid lane and does pay the price. We do get Li Ming, but we don't quite catch her with the return waves from that. A bit of bad luck, but it could be worse. And our teammates got a double kill in the bottom lane, which is pretty fantastic. And with Oriel is annoyed that we left her alone. Again, I don't think that's really any grounds to stand on. You know, if your teammates rotate away, you play safe. She just wasn't playing safe enough. That was the main problem there. Obviously not going to get hit by the Li Ming stuff. She's just going to interrupt us, so we really can't take this alone. But we might be able to bait her in if she's not careful. Oriel almost picks her up, but she did teleport into the top rush right there. Hello, Vala. Oh, I should have used the E after the Q. I was getting a little bit scared by the enemy team being there. Li Ming chasing me. Just trying to do as much damage as he can. Dodging around stuff as much as possible. We do ultimately go down. Oh, and Li Ming teleports just out of the Tychus grenade. And that is going to be a dead Tychus as well. Zul'jin not quite spotting what was happening on the screen. Slightly above him. But good work by Dehaka. He was aware of what was going on. He came down and he grabbed the Dragon Knight. So it's an early DK for us. So that will be something. I'm going to go up top and deal with this Chen. Unfortunately, the Dehaka is just, he's just going ham. He's just going ham. He's no interested making the most use out of the Dragon Knight or anything. He's just going to push, kind of weirdly. I'm going to drive Chen off. Chen can, of course, Q onto us or onto a wall or something, so we can never really flip him into anything too bad of a situation. There we go. Get him with the flip there and knock him back. Tychus doesn't have range on his E from level 1, so he's not going to get much out of that. Hopefully Zul'jin and Oriel realize. Oriel does. That's something. Zul'jin! Zul'jin, buddy! There's a kill. There you go, buddy! Not quite. Not super... Oh, I don't know how Li Ming died there. Tychus grenade? Something like that. But Zul'jin not paying a lot of attention, I would say, to what's going on here. Now, this is a risky move to take this siege camp, but hopefully our teammates do realize what's going on and come down to help us out. Looks like they've got no interest in doing so. They're getting some good structural damage, though. We'll see what happens. Getting a little bit distracted in my commentary. I plugged in a Kindle to charge, and it's disconnecting like crazy. Oh, no, it just it recovered enough battery to actually register as having power. We need to run away from this. This is a rough spot. We did steal the siege camp. It's doing a bit of damage. Just attacking the healing well, so that's something. We're using our Q, trying to get as much distance between myself and the enemy team as possible. Flipping Chen over us and then using our Q to create distance. Zul'jin, getting Zul'jin value. He's actually not dead yet. He's not dead yet. Getting a lot of Zul'jin value. We're going to be able to dive in here. The E does hit Malfurion. Well done. And we'll see. Here comes Dehaka as well. This is looking pretty good for us. Oh, the tongue does miss, but this is a very dead Malfurion. So that was a very extended fight right there, but working out in our favor. At the end of it, Dehaka even making his way down to the bottom lane to counter this Chen push. So we're very, very happy with that, all things considered. We're going to start pushing in, just get some structural damage ourselves here against these towers. And then once we've done that, make our way across. Let's make life a little bit miserable for Thrall. Yeah, to some extent that might actually be a waste of mana. We don't want to make him scared. It's about making a statement. You don't want Thrall getting comfortable in the lane. To mention my talents, because I haven't talked about that yet, and that's pretty important, I guess. But Devil's Due at level 1, increasing the effects of regen globes and healing fountains by 2% for each soul that we hold. So, for example, at 100 souls, that will be 200% bonus healing from regen globes and healing fountains, which is a pretty big deal. Fortunately, the Oriole E does miss Li Ming, but we're able to catch her with our Q, and she absolutely explodes. So, just trying to delay. She wasn't really in a position to do so. Oriole's going to be the one inside this Dragonite, which is not ideal, but we'll have to make the most out of it if possible. At 100 souls now. Level 4 I picked up from the Shadows, increasing the range of Shadow Charge, that's my Q, by 33%, and enemies knocked against terrain are stunned for additional half a second. So just making our Q, making it easier to get the Q off, making the stun last longer when we do get the stun. And yeah, it gives you a bit of an escape as well if you kind of use it cleverly. So that should be pretty useful for us. Going to pick up Apocalypse at level 10 as well, by the way. Stunning Chen against that. Pop the Apocalypse as well. That should be a dead Malfurion. A nice stun from Oriole to follow up to. And we're pushing in pretty hard. Dahaka soaking both lanes in the meantime, top and bottom. He's doing a really good job this game, I have to say. Very impressed with him so far. Apart from maybe slamming the Dragon Knight kind of recklessly into the gates right there and not getting anything out of that first DK. Apart from that, he's been doing really, really good. I like this guy a lot. We're pushing on here very, very hard. Level 11 to level 8, which is giving us a lot of power. Level 7, I picked up Soul Shields, our Soul Stone, giving us 0.25 spell armor per soul. So at 100 souls, we got 25 spell armor, just permanently at all times, which is a really big deal. We're going to take super reduced damage from Li Ming. As you can see, 6 minutes into the game, we've got 5,500 HP. We're restoring tons of life from regen globes. We're taking 25% reduced damage from Li Ming, 25% reduced damage from just so many of their abilities. Thrall's Chain Lightning hits us and does absolutely nothing. This Malfurion overextends and gets picked off. Nice moves by Dahaka trying to get in on top of the enemy team as well. We'd be able to land a tongue. I'm not sure if he tried already and missed. We flip though the Chen back into our team. You can see the elusive Brawler there, keeping him alive for longer than you would expect, but he does ultimately go down. And we are just racking up kills at a fierce rate at this stage, and just pressuring on to the keep now as well. Important to dodge the Li Ming stuff here, which is what I was trying to do, because Oriole has no energy left and we're in a rough spot. This would be a good opportunity to steal away the siege camp if we move as 4, I think. Yeah, so we're all here. We should be able to do this pretty easily. Using my Q to trigger resistance, get a bit more sustainability through this. And you can see this regen globes heals me so much. We get another regen globe. Hey, guess what? We're back to full health and mana again. What a powerful talent. It's absolutely massively impactful. Massively impactful. Now, we have triggered the DK. I'm going to make my way up to trigger that. We've popped Odin down the bottom lane, so I figure they should be able to hold the enemy team off just fine. Dahaka pushing in. We start unleashing the DK, but it gets... The bottom shrine did actually get taken away, or altar, or whatever it's called, before they finish that off. Oriole being focused down. She should be okay, though. Crystal Aegis coming out. Will she heal Tychus? No, I think she decided not to for whatever reason. We're coming in here, though, hard as Diablo. That was actually an important move. And we're going to body block the Malfurion out now as well. But if you saw that, you know, those two heroes, I think it was Thrall and Li Ming, were stuck in the shrine. I was between them and escape. They had not enough HP to survive. So using my overpower, my E, which flips the hero over our head, using that to get the Malfurion back on top of the shrine to ensure that we would potentially get a kill on him in the end. And we did, you know, I was able to body block him then, just using the large body of Diablo to stop him coming in. And do that effectively. Now I've taken control of this particular Dragon Knight, and we're going to try to get as much done with this as we can. This is a very important thing you can do. You can actually use the Q to clear waves pretty damn quickly. And then with the wave there, not only does the wave itself do a lot of damage to structures, but it's also going to, you know, soak up the shots from the fort as well. So that's a pretty big deal. Now we've got two heroes up here, so we can actually afford, we've got 40 seconds left on this. We can afford to be fairly patient. Just gonna knock Thrall away. We're actually kind of speeding him on his way. Throw it on a Q just to zone them out a little bit. And then we can start working on this fort. We do eventually start getting shot, but that's alright. But yeah, I would encourage people. Definitely it's a big tip to give you guys, is to be fairly patient with your DK. Clear out, you know, minions with your Q. Zone people out with your Q, and be patient. You don't need to just, you know, YOLO it into towers or whatever. Now at this stage we got like 10 seconds left, so, you know, we want to basically spend the HP of the DK as quickly as possible. Like, it's gonna die with 3 seconds left on it, so it's not really a big deal at all. stun the Chen here as well. Flip him over for another stun. And he is going to go down, which is good for us. Now, we're pretty deep in here, and the fort is unfortunately shooting us, the keep, I should say. So we get slowed and focused down. Testingo and Crystal Aegis overlapping and not really working too well. Good stun from Oriole, though, does knock them back. Dahaka deep in the enemy lines. It's not looking too good for him. Oriole does blind the Vala, which is something. Gonna heal that Dahaka. Ooh, gets him at the last second. Tychus goes back in. Oriole going very, very low, but she might survive here and escape. I'm coming around looking for maybe a flank. Unfortunately, the Oriole does get picked off. I know Tychus is here, and he's still got a lot of HP. This Malfurion is very deep in enemy lines. We should be able to focus him down okay. Unfortunately, I had to burn all my cooldowns for that, and we'd actually come back with only 10 souls, so didn't have any max HP. Ooh, Dahaka came in as well. And got killed too, so that's not good for us at all. Definitely not good for us. Overstaying a bit there at the top keep, and then bad engagement for me. Actually baited in not only myself, but 3 team members. So that was not a good move. Not a good move at all. Just getting outplayed, not counting on all those heroes being there. And just poor choice, poor life choices. We're still ahead though, quite substantially. Enemy keep is down. Other keep is at half life, and that's the hardest keep to get. So we should be just fine here. We'll have to build up some souls, of course, as we come back in. But oh well. Other talents I picked up, I actually should mention them right now, but level 13 picked up Fire Devil, which makes, whenever we use our W, our Fire Stomp ability, it will improve our basic attack damage by 25% for 6 seconds, and we'll also do this sort of pulsing AoE damage every second as well. So it's just a nice, consistent damage upgrade just throughout the whole fight. Should be pretty good at dealing with Chen and stuff like that. This is a little bit dodgy right here. We do manage to save Tychus though. He actually pops Odin pretty early. Big heal comes out from the Oriole, and we're looking for a potential engage right here. You have to keep an eye. Dahaka is dealing with the top lane, and I'm waiting for the healing to actually activate and start coming in. Now we spot, oh, this Vala is way out of position. We're going to be able to Q onto her. She actually dies from the Q damage, I think, and Tychus hitting her right at the same time. But that's a pretty big win for us. The enemy team this time not being in a good position. And we actually win a 4v5, which is pretty damn good. This should give us a good opportunity to control these shrines. You see Dahaka cleared out the wave, or most of the Merc camp, and not all the wave, but the Merc camp. And he's going to go up and pick up the shrine. At the same time, we pick up the bottom shrine. Tychus gonna be channeling on that Dragonite and should get it. Yep, there we go. That's another DK for us, which is pretty damn good. And we're continuing to fight here and put some pressure on. The Dragonite is on the way, and Dahaka has arrived. Great stuff. Going to throw out the Apocalypse. Doesn't stun anyone, but it does put them in a bit of a rough spot. We're kind of zoning these guys out. Chen was punted behind us by the DK. There he is. Hello, my friend Chen. We're just going to stun him a little bit. Ah, there we go. There's the punt. Knocking him back. And he's actually down to the bottom of us. We should be able to pick him up and get a pretty easy kill. Unfortunately, I wanted to Q here and interrupt his casting of his heroic. We didn't quite pull it off, though. It was just slightly not timed on time by me. Took that little millisecond to register what he was doing. Was looking for a pick on the Thrall, kind of overextend, and we do get picked off. Oriole actually Crystal Aegis herself. A little bit slow in the reflexes there. It's just slightly unfortunate, but a bit of an overextension for me as well. The Tychus Dragonite does go down, and Tychus goes down as well. And at this stage, what was looking like a really easy win for us is turning quite quickly into something of a stomp. It's not looking good. Testingo was popped, but this is almost definitely a dead Zul'jin, using his E to try to keep himself alive, but he does go down as well. So that is 4 members of us dead for nothing on the enemy team. There are catapults in them. That's actually mid lane catapults attacking the core. They're not doing too much. Would have been better if they shot the keep. Goddamn catapults. You see, try to take things a bit more seriously now, just taking a glance at the talents, just trying to fill myself in, see if there's anything out of the ordinary that I should be paying attention to. The enemy team pushing in hard down bottom lane. Vala does arrive at top to try to defend against Dahaka, but they've left that defense very late indeed. Li Ming arrives as well. There's a lot of minions there, and I think they're actually going to finish that off. There's not going to be anything that the enemy team is going to be able to do. We do flip Chen over and knock him back with a Q, but he can just Q onto the gate and escape. And we do some damage to him, but we've got no follow-up. So nothing much more to do there. Dahaka does die in the top lane, but he just killed a keep by himself. So that is a big win for us, actually. As he says, worth, I think it's more than worth. Pretty damn good stuff, actually. That's a pretty good move. And ultimately, although we are slightly down in XP now, we've had a couple of bad fights, I think we still got this going for us. I still feel like our composition is much better than the enemy teams, and we've got 2 keeps down, whereas they don't. Especially that top keep, that's the hardest one to get. So that's really nice to have. There's definitely like a big win condition for us with the next Dragon Knight, whereas they don't have that at all. Now with the Hack of Dead, it's going to be a little bit more risky. At this stage, I'm going to make my way towards top. Tychus walks into the middle of the enemy team, actually weighs Odin. I think that does put it on cooldown, which is pretty dodgy. But yeah, walking into that was a pretty bad move. Just absolutely going the wrong way. I'll be able to take away this top shrine, but this is almost definitely now a Dragon Knight going to the enemy team. They have level 20 as well, so this is getting fairly scary for us, to say the very least. I'm obviously going to leave that top shrine. No need to go up there yet. Let's try and take it away. I'm actually going to make my way down to bottom. We see there's 2 heroes in bottom and 2 in middle. Actually, there's Thrall as well. So we know all the enemy team, they're just moving really badly around the map, honestly. It's the only thing I can say. It's just really bad strategic play. But yeah, I'm literally able to walk with, you know, 1 hero dead. I'm able to walk up to top lane, take away that shrine. Then they all move in really visible places of the map. And I can just walk into bottom and take the bottom shrine. Easy peasy. And make our way back towards the middle where we can maybe deny something here. Like, look at this. We know Vala's up top, pushing in. Chen was just down bottom. Thrall goes in to try capture the DK. We know it's like a 3v4. Or 3v4 because Tychus is only just respawning. So, yeah, we'll take the free kill. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Chen is now deep in our team. We stun him to stop him casting his heroic, and he goes very low. Looks like Malf would just about save him, though. But Malf himself now in a rough spot. The Dahaka vulnerability doing a lot of damage. We use Hellgate to actually get on top of him. Use the E to knock him back as well, then Q. Unfortunately, the Q doesn't get him into a wall, so we don't get the stun, but still some pretty good damage down on him nonetheless. I think there was actually the only death there was actually Thrall. Now, this is a dead Malfurion. There's no way about it. He's going to die. We do get rooted. We use our Q to get on top of him. At this stage, I wanted to actually keep him alive as long as possible. We want to make their deaths like a bit of a trickle, right? We could kill them as soon as possible, but we still have to go capture the shrines. I was trying to sneak past this route, couldn't get past it. But we still need to get the shrines and then capture the DK. And this Malf is dead. He's like in our territory. So the longer we keep him alive... now, it doesn't matter that we actually kill him. If he survives, it's bad. But if we kill him later on, we're very, very happy with ourselves. Because that means it's going to be, you know, a guaranteed... You know, their healer's going to be dead while we have the DK. It's a big deal. There we go. He's going to go down. Looks like there is a big fight actually happening in the middle there. Vala is dead. Malfurion's not there either, but our teammates look like they are losing a 3v3, which is not good. Tychus gets wiped out. Looks like Oriel might be in a bit of a rough spot as well. We're going to finish off, I think, this Li Ming. There we go. Pick her off with our Q. Trying to Q Thrall against the wall. Don't quite land it, but we do get some good damage down on him. We've got Hellgate coming up soon, so we can just chase away. Got to mount up in this brush and then chase after him. He's not in this brush. He must be to the top. There he is. He could have gone some funny way. Hellgate forwards. Q him against the wall, and that's a dead Thrall. Alright, so now we've got 3 members of the enemy team dead. And we're pushing in on the core, which is pretty damn good. And this Dragon Knight. This guy is just... He's what I call like the YOLO Dragon Knight. He just ignores everything. We ran out of mana, unfortunately, which is pretty bad. So I didn't actually have the mana to pop Apocalypse. So we don't actually get to kill the Vala. And he is now popping this. I pop Apocalypse just to try to zone them out or slow them down just that little bit. Catapults are here, but there's multiple members of our team dead. Catapults attacking the core, but Dahaka goes down as well. Is this going to be enough? 5%, 2%, rocks in the air, and it goes down. It's such a YOLO Dragon Knight. The Dahaka was really good, except for his Dragon Knight play, but he could have punted Vala away at any stage. That was like a Vala with Rancor just blasting shots into the Dragon Knight and melting it down, and he's just like, nah man, I'm gonna take it. Fuck it, I'm gonna take it. Why would I punt away this massive DPS hero? There's no need. She actually had Manticore as well at level 13, so in fact she was a full auto attack build. So she had a load of bonus attack speed from her level 4. She had Manticore doing a ton of max % health damage with every few basic attacks, and then Rancor, massive attack speed bonus. But Dahaka didn't care. He's just like, nah man, Dragon Knight likes tanking damage. It almost lost us the game. Well, not lost us the game, but we almost didn't win right there. But it was fine. Unfortunately, I ran out of mana. There's the stats. Pretty decent, as you can see, and there's a talent build. Devil's Due, From the Shadows, Soul Shield, Apocalypse, Fire Devil, Domination, and Hellgate. Fairly standard. Fairly standard Diablo stuff overall. Fairly standard. And I thought that was a pretty good game. A pretty fun game, honestly, to be the promotion game. Huge lead from the start. Well, actually, it was kind of fairly back and forth at the start. And we took a huge lead into the middle of the game. And then we just started getting owned after that. But we did pull through eventually in the end. And we did finish it off and come out on top. Yeah, pretty amusing, though. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I will... what I'm going to do is actually, if you want to check out as well, I'm going to put up a video after this one at some stage today, which will be looking at all of my stats and stuff like that so far in ranked. I'm kind of breaking that down and giving you guys kind of like tips and insights into how you can like look at your own stats in ranked and then kind of pick up on some conclusions and some information that you wouldn't otherwise be aware of. So I think that might be a video you guys are really going to enjoy as well in terms of the ranked stuff. And yeah, also apologies that the video is out pretty late today. I've been very, very busy doing a bunch of stuff for the Zola Esports Academy. You can check out their Twitch channel. There's also a video up on the channel. Let me just double check the name of that video before I leave you guys. It was called... loading. Excuse me, the Pro Game Analysis Team Zealot v Latusha EU Open Division Semi-Finals Match 1. You guys want to check that out. That's all the information, but that's a bunch of pro game analysis and stuff like that. So you might find that really interesting, and that's what the stuff I'm doing over on the Zola Esports Academy channel at the moment as well. So a whole bunch of bonus content in case I didn't have a video up yesterday, and then we're late up today because I've been busy doing that stuff. So yeah, there will be that stuff up. And check back tomorrow. I should have my tier list for the Valera patch up tomorrow, and I'll also be doing a live stream. Probably get Valera to level 5 and then move into Hero League and try to get some Hero League Valera games. Yeah, and then see how we progress now that we are in Masters. So yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. We finally got to Masters. Definitely slower than I had initially hoped. You know, Christmas kind of got in the way, and then just other stuff like that. But yeah, we're kind of hopefully speed up, play more ranked games now that we're just doing the Masters grind. Hopefully we don't demote and have to promote again. It could happen, of course, not a big deal if it does, but hopefully we're just doing the Masters grind, so I'm kind of more free to just grind out games behind the scenes and yeah, maybe climb up a bit higher and see if we start getting some like better quality games and better players and stuff. I really enjoy that. It would be nice to not be team captain every game. You know, that does get a little bit old a little soon. It's nice to be, you know, challenged and stuff. Anyway, thank you for watching, everyone. I'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.